welcome back to another Unreal Engine tutorial. Today we're diving into widget blueprints, how they work, how to create them, and an overview of key components you'll need for your short user interface. So let's get started. So widget blueprints in Unreal Engine are similar to actor blueprints, but instead of a 3D viewport, they use a designer tab. This means you're working in a 2D interface that overlays onto your game's camera view. How to create a widget? You right click on an empty space, go to user interface, widget blueprint, select user widget. There's your widget. So here's the designer. This is what your player will see, everything that's visible. The widget's not placed in all the arrows, so you cannot just drag it into the world. Instead, they are created dynamically using the create widget node in another blueprint. So let's go over some of the key components you can use in your user interface. So the main one is a canvas panel. So a canvas panel, this is the base component representing the entire screen. So you can resize it however you want. So the most common one is 1280 by 720. It can hold multiple child components, allowing you to organize elements precisely. Also, if you drag any other component inside the canvas panel, you can use anchors to put it whenever you need. If you press Ctrl and then click on anchor, you'll see it moves whatever the anchor points, like if it points right there, it will move right here. So yeah, another helpful component would be a size box. So this one helps to control the size of the elements inside it, scaling them exactly to its dimensions. It can only contain one child component. So if you button and like you don't like how it's sized, so you just size the size box, and this button will be sized, and the child inside will be sized to that exact size box. So another very helpful component will be text. So it's a simple element that can be modified using the set text node. So here you can see the option is variable. If you click that true and you go to the graph, you see there's a reference to that text, and you can drag out as get reference and do set text to text. That will set the text in the text to text. You can also change its font right here. Also its color like that. Also change the family, the size, and a lot of much more other settings. And there's this text that is being displayed. You can change it if you need to. So the next component would be a button. So a button is a clickable element that can contain other widgets like text. You can place, if you rescale this button, you place the text on a button. And if you move the button, the text will move with it. You can bind functions on its on click event to trigger action. So if you go to the button options, go down, and there's your event. On click, on press, on release, click plus, there's your event. That's how it is. Another component would be a background blur. So if you go to background blur, so it's used for blurring parts of the UI. Like the canvas panel, it can contain multiple children. The blur strength is customizable. So you can, if you wanna blur this button, you can drag the background blur on it and set the blur strength to something more. And you see it's completely blurred out. And if you want something not to be blurred by the blur, you can just place it inside the background blur as a children. The button is a child of background blur, and if you increase the blur string, see it's not being blurred. Another helpful component would be a progress bar. So progress bar is the visual bar that represent things like health, loading progress, or stamina. You can manually adjust its fill amount right here, percent, as you can see. Also, you can set its fill type, like from center, something like that, for your style. Or basically, you can just do it by getting reference and then doing get percent or set percent if you need to set it. So now that we understand these components, let's display our widget in game. So as you remember, you need another blueprint for that. We are going to use the first person character. So let's open its blueprint. We in event begin play, those are needed, and then after that we use create widget node and we specify which widget we want to create. So now that creates the widget, and then add to view. This node adds our widget, this widget, to the viewport, meaning to the view of the player. So now you can see our widget in game, but as you can see there is no mouse being shown, so you can't really click on any buttons. So to do that, you need to get player controller, and then from that you need to set show mouse cursor to true. That will show the mouse cursor in the game. So now you see there is the button and we can click on the buttons. And that's it. Now you know the basics of widget blueprints and how to use key UI components in Unreal Engine. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Unreal Engine tips. See you